Hello, health coaching class. Happy April 19th. I know it's been a minute since you've heard from me. I've been trying to leave you alone and not overdo it with the communications like I did up front. Most of you seem to be doing great. Now that we're approaching the end of the semester, though, I thought I would check in with you. So I'm finishing up evaluating your videos and catching up on your logs. I have to admit I didn't do as much grading over spring break as I hoped, but I'm committed to getting it done. And I've tackled a lot of it already this morning, so that's exciting for me. I wanted to touch base with you and apologize, at least this version of in person, for flaking on that last live discussion. The one that was scheduled for April 10th. I'm not sure what happened with my brain for that one. But in any case, we have our last live discussion tomorrow. And any of the grad students who have completed their projects and are ready to talk about them are more than welcome to discuss. Otherwise, we'll just have a conversation, just a final, like, how did it go? How's it going? End of the semester conversation. I'm not really worried too much about it. And then as you're looking through the end of the semester, note that you have your agency profile referral list due, where you look through your classmates' agency profiles and pick a few of them just to highlight on the chart that I've provided you. And we only have 2 more logs. You were able to take last week off, and again, I noticed I wished you a happy fall break, which is an unfortunate edit fail, but spring break, fall break, I don't know. So you only have 2 more logs left, and then your log score is populating in that log column, which we'll talk about in a second. Your Who Am I paper, which is due on May 2nd. And that one's all about you. So reflect on the logs that you've turned in, reflect on the things you've been thinking about and working on this semester, and then think about and process in that paper, how what you know about yourself, whether you learned it or you already knew it, will help you in thinking about how you'll work with clients, or helping people moving forward. And there's no page requirement to that. You'll notice the rubric is there. It's just how clearly you talk about yourself, and there's no part of grading that assignment where I'm like, hey, you didn't mention this thing I know about you. So as usual, it's all just what you're willing to share about yourself and what you think is helpful for me to know or for you to write about. Just like the videos, I think the Who Am I paper is something that students often are like, what does she want us to do? And then by the end of it, I think generally folks find it to be a satisfying assignment. So I hope you find that to be true for you as well. And then the final exam, which is only going to cover the content since the midterm. And it does, I always have a few summary, like overall, what did you learn in this class kind of questions, but those are generally offered as extra credit, or it's much easier to get those answers right than to get them wrong. As long as you answer them, you're okay. Now, in that regard, I also on the home page added an Excel table for you, and you'll see the image there. It's kind of rainbow colored and it shows all the assignments. They might seem a little bit out of order because, like I said at the beginning, I, for over a decade now, have been teaching this class during summer 1, which is only 5 weeks. And so you all had 15 or 16 weeks to work out those actions, but instead of sort of reordering it, I kind of left it because I'm converting it to summer 1 for this semester and also converting from Learn, thank goodness, over to Canvas. So I'm excited about that, but it's a lot. So I was a little bit lazy with the format, but I did color code it, and there's a key at the bottom if you're curious about what are all these colors mean. That's all it is. And then there's a little checkbox when you have the Excel file opened where you can actually check it off and you can put your score in there, and then it'll auto-populate your sum. What you'll notice, and what I've had to keep explaining to people, is that Learn isn't as intelligent of a grading system as I would appreciate. So undergraduate students were only required to get 300 points, and graduate students, the course was set up for 400 points. And I have those grading scales listed there as well as on the syllabus. Some of you will have over that, and that won't hurt you. Similarly, I've been getting probably the most questions about attendance. Keep in mind, if you take a look at the syllabus, attendance is not a requirement for this course, so it's irrelevant in your grades, and I know that can be annoying to some of you and it might seem sloppy because it's still there and it maybe says you have 0 out of 100 or whatever the percentages are. Keep in mind, I'm only using that mechanism to keep track of who attends discussions, which is fortunate because when I didn't show up last week, Learn was there and took attendance for me, which is how I'm able to apply the everybody gets full credit, and then those of you who were there, even when I wasn't, we're going to get those extra credit points. So likewise, those discussions pretty soon will all dump into that one discussion column. So each of you will have a 0 out of 12 or a 6 out of 12 being the most possible that you're able to earn there. Again, just a mechanism of it being a poor grade tracker, which is why I've made that Excel one where you can just say, yes, I got those 6 points. Yes, I got those 6 points. As we come towards the end of the semester, most folks are confused by the total columns. So they'll say, this one says I have this and this one says I have this. Another Learn issue is that if you don't fulfill an assignment, it doesn't automatically give you a 0. I have to actually go in and do that. So generally there's one column that's been keeping track of you all semester in terms of points you got out of assignments you've attempted. And then the column that I use is actually the total points for the course, irrespective of how many assignments you actually attempted. So that'll clean up towards the end, but it also gets a little bit messier. And so that's, again, why I wanted you to have that Excel sheet so you could play around with that. All right, I think that covers everything that I wanted to say. So I will see a lot of you at our live discussion tomorrow. As usual, if you have any questions for me, if they could potentially help your classmates, please feel free to ask them in the general course questions section of the discussion board, or just send me an email and I will continue responding and then also catching up. All right, so I hope you're all doing well. Now that everyone qualifies for a vaccine, I hope you're finding some ease with getting that, should you choose to be getting that. And then hopefully we'll be moving forward in a way that's much more like what we're used to in the good ways, but maybe we'll learn from, to avoid some of those not so good things and not go back to them. In any case, all right. That's enough for me. I need to get back to my grading. I hope you're all doing well. I will keep it up and let you know when I'm up to date. All right, that's it. Take care. Bye-bye.